52 Traders, episode 100. Yes, 100 episodes. Now the numbers become significant, and I've got a few treats for you guys, so listen up. It's coming up just after this.
Once you remove the historical lagging studies, your confidence goes through the roof.
Join Cam every week on the 52 Traders podcast or at 52traders.com to learn how to trade like the pros. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not investment, trading, or financial advice of any kind.
What's up, traders? Welcome to another episode. Well, it's not another episode. It's the 100th episode of 52 Traders, and I'm so pleased we got here. We were trying to go for 52. We ended up with 100. Now, I know a lot of people out there have actually said, what are you going to do after 52? What are you going to do? This was before I got to 52. What are you going to do after 52? And then people after 52 are like, well, what are you going to do with the 52? What's happening? What's the plan? You've done 52? And I'm like, okay, look, just calm down, everyone. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to make 52 significant again, okay? So it was trying to interview 52 traders, one a week, over a course of a year. And look, I couldn't do it. It was just too much. And it took me a little bit longer, but we got there in the end. And now we're at 100, which is significant. So I do want to bring back the 52 and make that significant again as well. And what I'm going to do, and I'm announcing it here on the show, is I'm making the first 52 episodes of the podcast completely free, and I'm taking them out of the Pro membership. So guys, if you did like the episodes that I had done in the past and you want to go back and listen to them, as I know so many of you do, then you can now go back and get these for free. They are no longer part of the Pro membership, which, look, at the end of the day, the Pro membership is only $4.97. So there's a couple of other things I'm doing. So I'm making the Pro membership the membership, okay? So that is the only place that you're going to be able to get the new versions of the 52 Traders podcast through the Pro membership. So every time I release one of these, you guys on Pro will get access to this material as part of your membership. Now, I'll be adding more and more stuff into the Pro members area as we go, but for now, the big announcement is I've also taken off the individual purchase of episodes as well. So it's Pro membership or that's it. So there's no more buying individual episodes. It's Pro membership. That is it. And you're going to get the first 52 episodes for free. So guys, if you do want to listen to those now, this is your chance to go back there and jump on and take a listen. I haven't got them up there as I record this, so I'm planning to do it over the course of the next week. If they're not there when this goes live, then bear with me. They will be going live very soon, and you'll be able to get access to them. So I'll put it in the email if you're on my email. I'll mention it in the Facebook as well. So guys, just stay tuned and stay relaxed, okay? First 52 are going to be free because we're at episode 100. Okay. In the meantime, if you're on Pro, you're going to get all the other ones after 52 and all the ones going forward. And as I said, some more stuff. Right, so that was the first point. Second point is, you'd think this would get easier after 100 episodes, right? Well, anyway, sometimes it doesn't. For some reason, my computer's been playing up, and the recordings I've been doing have been chopping out bits of the episodes, and not the ones that I think have gone live, but the ones that I've recorded and they're about to go live. And this one here has the same problem. So what I've done is I've jumped back and used my backup recording, which means it's a little scratchy in places. It's still you can hear it. It sounds fine. It's just a little scratchy, but it's mainly me, not the guest. So you know most of the time what I'm going to say anyway. So guys, that's the issues that I'm facing here after 100 of these episodes. Now, who do we have on the show? Well, we've got none other than the mysterious Nick back on the show. So Nick was on the show last year, about a year ago, maybe even actually a bit longer than a year ago. We got him on for a standard interview. Then we got him to take 7 students who all went into a prize draw and walk them through his training over the course of 3 weeks and get a hold of his software that he uses to trade, and then we jump back on to see how they went. This was a little experiment that I thought was just going to end there, but it carried on, and we heard just a few months ago from one of the students there who'd gone off, started off on the show with Nick. His name's Andre Stewart. He's now on Trading Mentors Match Off. So he's basically cracked the code on trading. He's on Trading Mentors Match Off, training up Firm Mullins. So if you do want to hear more of him there, you can hear him there. He's been on the show as a trader. And he's also come on board as part of 52 Traders and is now offering one-on-one unlimited mentorship as well. So, guys, that's all come from Nick's episode. So, Nick is obviously doing something right. Andre, who came on the show, said, look, I really did appreciate what Nick did and what he taught me over the course of that 3-week period. And I think they carried on after that a little bit as well. So, it obviously helped Andre out. And Nick today has got for you guys an opportunity to come on board with him for free ASAP and do the first part of his training, which is pretty intense. It's a 3 or 4 day course happening this week as this goes out. You've got to be quick. If you hear this and listen to it straight away, this is your chance to jump on board and get some free training from Nick. And he doesn't do the free stuff very often at all. And I know last time was pretty much it. And he was like, right, I'm done with free training. This is a massive opportunity, guys. So if you do want to jump on board, go to 52traders.com/Nick Free. So Nick Free is the part at the end. Just type it in, hit enter, and you'll get directed straight to the page where you can register. And I literally think that his webinar will be going out. The webinar that he's doing to launch it, to his first session. And if you missed the first, that's okay. You can jump on board for the second, third, and fourth this week. Okay, guys? So this is action stations, all right? So you need to get there quick and register for this. Get on board. He's doing it straight away. We've cut it fine, I know, but by the time this goes out, there's literally going to be probably 3 or 4 hours before the first session kicks off. I'm not too sure if he records it. I can find that out for you later on, but there will be a second, a third, and a fourth session. So if you missed the first one, don't worry. Within the next day, you'll be able to get the second, and then the next day, the third and the fourth. And I think the first one, if you miss it, don't worry too much about it because it is just a sort of grounding which you'll go over in the second and third and fourth anyway. So, guys, if you do want to jump on board that, then it's 52traders.com/Nick Free. And, so what do we talk about in today's show? So you're going to hear from him today anyway. So if you're undecided, take the next hour. I think we go on for about an hour to listen to myself and Nick, not just talk about the regular stuff that I talk about on the show, but we actually go into a lot of detail around where he's at now, what he's been doing, what changes he's made. We talk, funnily enough, about things like Renko bars instead of your typical candlestick bars. We talk about trading channels. We talk about market structure and cycles and all those sorts of things, and get really into the detail around his trading and what it looks like now versus what it looked like in the past, and all the sort of intricacies around that, of which you'll learn much more if you go and take his 3 or 4 day course this week. So, guys, I hope you enjoy this episode, and as Pro members, you're going to hear the whole thing. If you're not a Pro, you can still join up for his free course. Hey, look, we're not going to hold that back from you. You can still join up for his free course, and bear in mind, I'm going to be opening up those 52 episodes very soon this week, so keep tuned for that. And I've got to say, if my voice is sounding a bit funny, it's because I had this, well, it is fairly late at night, but I also had this kombucha. I don't know if you guys have heard of this stuff. It didn't appear, I've never heard of it before, but kombucha tea, it's like fermented tea. I'd never heard of it until about 3 months ago, and now it's everywhere in all the supermarkets. Anyway, I just had one from a supermarket. It'd been in the fridge for a while, and I'll tell you what, there's some gobule that ended up on my mouth, and I was coughing it out for about 5 minutes. It was horrible. Kombucha, you might want to check it out. If not, check out my Facebook feed and my Facebook Lives. I've got Facebook Lives on there for the last 5 weeks, I think I've done them. And I've actually got another concoction that I talked about this past week. So if you want to check that out, and a good story as well. So guys, if you want more of this sort of stuff, then you can jump on my Facebook feed as well. There's a link on the 52 Traders website. Right, let's get on with the show. A sneak peek for those guys who aren't Pro members, but for Pro members, you're going to get the full thing. See you later. Bye. Right, guys, so we've got the mysterious Nick back on the show here, back on 52 Traders. It's been a year, I think-ish. How are things with you, Nick?
Going pretty well, Cam. Thank you. I think it's been about a year.
Yeah, it hasn't. Look, I mean, I suppose it's been a good idea to get you back on the show because we've had some interesting things happening in the last few weeks where one of the guys who sort of kicked it all off with you back on the show here, Andre Stewart, has turned it around. And look, I mean, that's what we're all about here at 52 Traders. It's helping guys come from trading no man's land and basically making a living out of it. I mean, that's the goal for listeners of the show and for people like the Andres of the world and the other guys that came on board with that little journey, which everyone can actually listen to on the 52 Traders podcast. So if you do want to see sort of how Nick approaches the market and get a view on what he does and how some other students have taken that knowledge on board and how that sort of changed their perception on the markets, then please do jump back to episode 31 and you should be able to follow the series there pretty easily. And it's a great little series. Hearing how these guys started off as struggling traders and now in 3 weeks that you took them through a couple of weeks of training or 3 weeks of training and these guys popped out the other end and all of a sudden their confidence was sky high and guys actually had trading statements there that they'd provided us where the change was quite dramatic. So Nick, I suppose everyone can go off and listen to that, but I mean, what have you been up to since then? What have you been doing for the past year? I mean, how have things gone with you, your trading and everything else?
Well, it has been about a year from there. I sit in a virtual cave for most days when I'm not trading, and that virtual cave, sometimes that virtual cave is driving down the road, and I do spend a good bit of hours on the road, but it's all time to think. It's all time to contemplate. It's all time to, review what took place during the day with my trading or with analysis or with discovery. And for me, it's all about that transparency that's not there, that's never been there. And we just got to continually develop more and more and more. My trading, it's gone from pretty darn good to I can't complain a bit. My trading hours, and once somebody becomes fairly effective and confident, trading hours shouldn't be that 7-8 hours a day. I trade for about an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, and that's it. That's all I need. That hasn't changed much. But my ability to relax and just let the market give me the returns that I'm looking for, that has certainly increased. And the time in the market has probably dropped down by 30%, while the returns have gone up slightly. So it's been a pretty positive, development or evolution of what's taking place.
And I suppose, like, when we last had you on the show, you'd pop out, 80, 90 trades within that 2-hour period, which is pretty spectacular. And look, I've seen it with my own eyes. I watched a few of your live trading sessions, and I know some other guys out there have seen it as well, and everyone's, blown away by the fact that, you're in there, you scoop up a few pips, and it's, big lot sizes. You're not sort of messing around with, anything that's low. And so, I mean, do you want to sort of talk us through how has that changed? I mean, are you still 80, 90 trades in, or, how are those looking now?
I'm probably in, I want to say somewhere around 60 trades per session.
Right, guys, hope you enjoyed that sneak peek of today's hour-long interview with Nick. Now, if you do want to hear the full thing, then jump on to 52traders.com and join up as a pro member. You'll not only get access to this interview, but all the other interviews on the site. And remember, I've made that change, or I'm making that change, so you will get the first 52 interviews free. So 52 Traders become significant again. So check them out, load them into your feed, load them onto your podcast feed. If it's iTunes, Android, whatever it is, then load them in there, listen to those first 52, get these previews going forward, join up as a pro. It's only $4.97 a month, which is less than a cup of coffee a whole month. And don't forget to jump onto 52traders.com/Nick free to get access to his training if you do want his training over the coming week. And remember, it's going to start very, very soon, like within hours of this going live. So if you missed the first one, don't worry, there's 3 more sessions in this series that he's doing for free for 52 Traders listeners. To just jump on there, register, and hopefully you can make the first one. Apparently, if you don't make the first one, it's not the end of the world, so the second, third, and fourth are the most important ones to make. So guys, do that now. There's a link. I'll put a link in the show notes, so in the show description. So if you do need to, if you are on your phone and you want to do it quickly, then there should be a link in there you can check and click and get you access to that page straight away. Now, finally, last but not least, next week I've got a trader. We're actually taking a break from Forex, so we're going to jump into a guy who trades futures, stocks, and actually I think he does trade a little bit of Forex as well, but he's definitely not a solely focused Forex trader. So guys, you can look forward to that and more episodes coming up in the